All right. Welcome to the NUFC 360 YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining us straight after Newcastle have lost to Liverpool 1-0 at home. First loss at home since January, I think, isn't it? Or something like that.
Cambridge United, wasn't it?
Cambridge in the cup, but certainly not in the league since the end of last year. So you've got myself, Emil Franchi, Jack Cunningham with you today. Thanks for joining us, Jack. First of all, they can hold their heads high, can't they, after that one?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, look, that Liverpool team, he made 5 changes and Naby Keita was absolutely fantastic. Thought Joe Gomez was man of the match, to be brutally honest. Thought he was absolutely unbelievable. Milner, how old is he? 36. He was fantastic as well. Like I was quite encouraged when I saw the lineup. I was like, oh, no Salah, all right, no, he rested no Thiago. So it's interesting that we may be in here, but yeah, it's just they're too good. They're just too good. We give it a really good go. Thought we started the game well. Really got in their faces. I think that's the way you're gonna play against them. You got to press high up the field. You got to try and restrict them. But as soon as they get out of that press, I mean, it's just what you're meant to do. And then the way they win the ball back as well, it's ridiculous. The best team in the league at the moment, at this moment in time, we'd give it a really good crack. But it's just not. It just wasn't a beat today.
No, it was difficult, and I think you can look at it and go, well, Salah didn't start, opportunity missed type thing, but ultimately, even their reserves, Diaz, Keita, all of them, every single player on that
exactly, yeah.
Who can do that professional job. If that was an FA Cup game and they were against a lower league opposition, you'd expect that type of result. So that's the type of game where you just have to look at it and go, all right, fair enough. We go again next week. And, again, another tough challenge. We've been beaten off Man City this season already. So can't expect much. But look, I'm keen to talk a little bit about the players that made the difference today, who stopped Newcastle getting an absolute thrashing. And I'll start at the back. I think I'll start at the back with Dan Burn and Matt Targett. I thought they had a fantastic game today. Burn seemed to be there every single time, and Liverpool did break away a few times, but I think Targett coped particularly well with Diaz. And Burn was always that last man who you could rely on. So pretty impressed with them, do you think?
I'd actually say I thought Targett struggled at the start. I thought Liverpool getting quite a bit of joy down that side, especially Diaz. But as soon as I think after their goal, he really got grips with them, and that tackle he made in the second half when it looked like Salah was just going to tap it in, and he somehow extends his foot out in front of him and gets it away from underneath the crossbar. That is just absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, I thought he was great in the second half, Targett. And, look, Eddie Howe saying that we haven't started talking to Villa about signing him permanently, but just seems to be a deal that makes sense to me. Like, he's been so good, hasn't he? Like, I think people were a bit underwhelmed with him initially. They were a bit like, Targett. They got Luca Dean. I'm glad we got Targett over Luca Dean, to be honest. It's exactly what we've needed. And yeah, it was a strong performance. Dan Burn again. Thought there was one, I think, when Jota got a header ahead of him, but he's class in the air, Jota, so you can't really do much about it. But then Dubravka made the save. But apart from that, Burn was just rock solid. Absolutely great. Another great signing. Just the January business was so good from Newcastle. I thought Burn was really strong once more.
Yeah, we've got them all pretty much bang on, like you say. And just there was a lot today to obviously say, well, this could have been better, that could have been better. But we had the likes of, we're going to have Tom's going to join us there.
Yeah, sorry, I was having some technical issues.
No, it's all right. So get yourself in. Cheers, Tom. In his is this the new car or the old car?
It's the old car.
The old car, right? Okay. Tom's in the process of getting rid of his car, so we've got him in there. But yeah, Tom, actually, we're just chatting about this one, Newcastle with a good game, but we didn't start with a striker on the pitch. Do you think that was the best decision, Tom, or do you think that maybe Wood should have been there?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think I don't think Chris Wood played badly, but I think there wasn't really chances he did create. I don't think it would have made that much of an impact on kind of what we saw.
Yeah. And when he came off the bench, it was, I made a case of saying that if Wood had been on the pitch, there might have been a chance for Newcastle to have a little bit more space. Almiron was caught out a fair few times and didn't really know where he was going. Jack, you seem to agree with a little bit of that.
Yeah, I mean, look, I thought Almiron was pretty good actually, to be honest. But yeah, it was that. To be honest, that Liverpool offside trap. I mean, what? Like, how many times have we caught offside?
How many times were we offside? Literally.
How many times have we caught offside there? But it's so well drilled because I spent that Wood one at the end. I don't know how all three of them are in the same line, and the only way Wood's going to get the ball ahead of Van Dijk is if he's offside. So obviously Alisson made the save in anyway. But even if he, it was just they're ridiculous. They're absolutely ridiculous. As I say, I thought Almiron was pretty decent. Obviously, he did get the ball in the back of the net, didn't he? But it was about 4 yards offside. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what that rule's about. Just put the flag up. Don't waste anyone's time.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trolling us.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
A few questions about that, wasn't there? About the officiating and everything like that. I mean, until you actually see it on the screen, it just you can't really tell. When you're in the ground, you're in the moment, and you're thinking to yourself, but yeah, I think overall, nothing really to be ashamed of today, lads. Tom, who was your standout man today? Who did you think was the one that was doing the business? Says a lot.
Might have to be Bruno again.
That's not a good sign. Yeah,
might have to be Bruno.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bruno certainly looked like, as ever, the man who wants to make the change will try and run the ball in. But
I will say, I don't think I know Sir Maximon's had a couple of games. I think he was better today. I think he's definitely, especially against Liverpool.
Yeah, it's weird. He always seems to want to, spice it up a little bit against bigger teams. Not saying he's like a showman or anything like that. He is, but ultimately he does, really try and do it. It was disappointing again. I think there was maybe the one shot that he had where maybe he just like a rush of blood to the head, and it went a little bit wide in the first half towards the Gallagher. I don't know if the switching of the ends perhaps messed it up a little bit, but it was a bit all over the place. But yeah, I mean, it's I don't think we've got too much else to talk about when it's just a little 1-0 like that. Unfortunately, it's very few and far between what you can say. But what can we do differently next week, Jack? Do you think that there's any hope of maybe taking it to City?
I got to be honest, when I looked at Liverpool at home and City at the Etihad, I thought today was our best chance of getting something. Our record at the Etihad is beyond abysmal. We get hammered there all the time. I think one time we got a 2-1 defeat under Rafa. So I can't say anything, to be brutally honest. Like, the thing is, what this game proved is how far we've got to go to get to. It doesn't matter, you can spend money. Everton have spent money. Where are they? Man United have spent money. Where are they? You've got to spend the money correctly, and you've got to have the right people in charge and in the club. Klopp and Guardiola, what they've done is it's incredible. I think Howe, obviously, it's early to think about what Howe's going to do potentially, but look, we're very far off them. We're going to give them a good game. We're not going to be embarrassed, I don't think, at the Etihad. And we'll just see how it goes. Like, we didn't give up for this game at all. We kept going. That Bruno chance at the end, if he connects with that cleanly, it's 1-1, isn't it? Like, it was a good. That was a good opportunity. That was a good opportunity, and I fancied him from that range. The way the goal scoring form he's in, I thought, tell you what, if he gets this, like, then it's 1-1.
John Joe Shelby free kick, just to maybe spice things up a bit.
Well, yeah, when we had the one that went straight into Milner's face, didn't we? Which he then stayed down for.
Yeah, that was the one that knocked him out for 6, unfortunately.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just gonna be one of those games against City again. I think same sort of game plan. Maybe start Wood instead of Willock. Willock wasn't good. And then we'll just see what happens. Yeah, absolutely. Very interesting point from Trippier for Prime Minister. So I presume it's Kieran Trippier himself. Would have been 4-0 if Jota played like he normally does. It definitely was the case. Liverpool did look off the boil, but it's very easy to fall in that trap and say, "Oh well, Liverpool weren't at the races. We should have beaten them." But I think in a way, when Liverpool dropped down to your level, even at Liverpool, as me and Jack were saying before, even then it just shows how good they are that you still struggle against that type of team. What will be interesting is how Liverpool get on in the Champions League, because clearly Klopp is keen on that. I don't think the title race is over yet. I mean, I don't know what you think, Tom. I mean, do you think it's going to stay how it is now, or do you think that there's going to be a twist in the tail for one of these teams?
No, I think it's probably just going to stay as it is now. I can't really see much changing at this stage. It would be good. I would like to see it. It would be interesting, but no, I think it's pretty set in stone.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah, lads. I think rather than drag this one out and try and get more misery out of it, I just think we should end it there because there's not really much else to talk about. We lost to Liverpool. We lost 1-0.
One thing I did really quickly want to mention. I don't know if it means anything, but I don't know if anyone's seen Trippier's Instagram story that he put up. And maybe a chance that he's a little bit closer to fitness than we think.
Oh yeah, well maybe. It'd be great. I think it'd be a great morale boost if Trippier can feature at least in one of the games towards the end. Same goes for Callum Wilson, but we just wait and see, don't we? Hopefully. It's good. Look, the work's done, lads. Trippier did his bit, and I don't think anything will ever compare to that Everton free kick for me this season. That was just the best. Lads, thanks very much for joining us though on this live stream. We do these after every single game now. Please subscribe to keep up to date with it. They will get better. They will improve, and eventually we'll become the biggest YouTube channel ever. Thanks very much. Please subscribe, and we'll catch you next time. Okay.